Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday and happy Easter. I hope everybody Easter went well. You ate good. You got to spend time with your family. Did a little Easter egg hunting. Hopefully when you went to go hunt some eggs, there was a little bit of money in there. But I just hope y'all had a good Easter. Summer time is about to head around the corner, so we're getting ready for that. And I hope you all have a good week. This is Hood Action News. We're your hosts. I'm Gigi.
I'm Usagi.
Yeah, I'm AE.
And tonight I wanted to talk about something. It's just touched based on something. So there is a she's one of my favorite spiritual advisors on Instagram and YouTube. Her name, she's she's the Three Hoodoo Sisters. I just appreciate this lady. I love her. She's just amazing. And she's actually based here in Atlanta. So, basically, she had a reading recently on her page. And it was really good reading. And I looked at it and I was like, wow. This is great. So basically, the reading was about Toni, Black China, well, Angela now. And she was saying a lot of stuff. And I was like, dog, she was just on point about the reading and whatnot. So y'all know today, is Easter. Black China had this really pretty, Angela, she had this really pretty picture of her in this dress standing by this cross. And, she said a scripture, it's like, do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is risen. He's not here. See the place where they laid him, Mark 6:16. Her mom had a problem with that, of course. Seems like, she's still doing this thing where she's still picking on her and whatnot. But the readings that the Hoodoo Sisters did in general were dead on, spot on with everything. I'm talking about everything. One of the reasons why Black China's mama, Angela's mama, is upset with Angela is because after she basically took down her OnlyFans, and she was making a lot of money, like millions of dollars on OnlyFans, but she got saved and stuff like that, and she decided, this is it, I'm gonna delete it, I'm gonna sever ties with it. And she did. After she did that, oh my goodness, her mama got mad, she got upset, and from then on, that's where all this stuff became like this big domino effect. And basically, she's just been after China ever since. Well, she's been after her ever since. I do apologize. I keep going back between Angela and China. But ever since then, she's been going after her ever since, but harder. She's always gone after China, but she's doing it more. And in the reading, she said that basically China is done being her caretaker and giving her money and taking care of her, because Toni is actually married, but every time you see her, she's in a hotel room or in a car. So I guess her and her husband are both bums, and what they want to do right now is take advantage of Angela and her money. And Angela's like, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not your caretaker. I'm not about to sit up here and keep giving you money for this, that, and the other, and all you're doing is online making fun of me, dissing me, calling me out of my name, calling me a demon. The only thing good that Toni has said about Angela is that she's a good mom. And she is a good mom. She takes care of her kids. She makes sure those kids are good. But on the other hand, she's just so ugly towards China. The things that she says towards her is just absolutely disgusting. And then she gets on the internet, she makes these videos, she embarrasses herself. I mean, it's just nasty. And There's quite a bit of trauma also that is connected with this, because apparently Angela is a product of something per se, and it's an abuse, and I guess she's mad about that and puts that on Angela. And also there's abuse. It was like a circle of abuse, not just towards China, but with Tokyo and her mother. So it's like the cycle is just continuing, and I guess Angela wants to break that because, you know, she has Dream, and she doesn't want to do the same thing to Dream as her mom and then her grandmother has done to them. It's just a lot of stuff. And just to, you know, touch base on everything, it's a sad time where Black mothers are basically jealous. Black mothers, are jealous of their own daughters to the point where they have tunnel vision and they can't see the pain and the abuse and just all the detrimental damage they do to their daughters in the end. Not all mothers are like this. There's some good ones out there, but there are some that causes great pain and they cause great trauma, and it's just a lot to unpack. And then, you know, you have the daughters that are so just messed up by the things that their parents do, especially mothers, that they don't want to bring children in this world because they're afraid that the traits that their own mother passed to them, they can pass to their child, which is understandable. You don't have to bring kids in this world, especially knowing that you grew up in a traumatic household where you had parents treat you a certain way to the point where you're just like, what's the point of bringing kids in this world when I feel like I may treat them the same way? And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you a bad person at all. Doesn't make you a bad person. You just know what you need to do for your physical and mental health, and you don't have to have kids. That's understandable. And I have nothing but respect for people like that, because you got to understand trauma is a lot. I grew up in a household where my mom was just awful, man. Just terrible. She just called us all types of names, everything but child of God, honey. She was mentally, physically, verbally abusive. It seems like the guys, you know, I have 3 brothers. They could do whatever they want, say whatever they want, get away with murder, basically. Me, one little thing, and then she would just shit a bird right then and there. And I'm just like, what is the problem? And I felt like some shit went down last week where I felt like my mom was treating my daughter that way. Because, you know, I have one son, I have a daughter. And I felt like there was some type of, you know what I'm saying, some type of just favoritism. And I refuse to have that happen. I put my foot down. And I said, you're not going to treat her the same way you treated me as a child. We're not having that. And I'm not going to have it. And I made my statement clear and I made it bold. And I love my children. Therapy has been amazing. I have just talked to a lot of people. I have a great support system to this day. Both of my kids are loved equally, and they know it. And growing up in a household, I was never able to come up and hug my parents and talk to them or be like, tell them things. I was afraid to, because this is the type of household, if you come and talk to them about certain things, they'll laugh it off. They'll think it's funny. They're like, it's not that serious. You'll be okay. Walk it off. Read a book. And I'm just like, well, damn, what kind of advice is this? Like, you need advice. Like, for your parents, you need to sit down, talk to your kids so they can get to know you, to know them. And that never happened. With my kids, they're not afraid to come and hug me. They're not afraid to come and talk to me. They're not afraid to come and hug me. They're not afraid to tell me things. Every time these kids come from school, we talk for like 15 minutes. I'm like, what's going on? Give me your spiel. What's going on at school? What do I need to do? Let me know. And we'll sit and we'll talk, sometimes for hours. And I'm like, go do your homework. They know they can come to me. And as a parent, That's what makes me so happy. That's what gives me perfect peace. If my kids are able to come and talk to me and have a conversation, and where we're not arguing and calling each other out our names, and we're being peaceful and we're just talking and just shooting the shit and just laughing and just we're feeling the love, I know that I have done my job as a parent, where they can just come and talk to me, where they don't feel scared or intimidated. We as parents, if you're listening out there, or you're planning to become a parent, please do not scare your kids. The intimidation stuff is weird. Your kids aren't supposed to be afraid of you. They're supposed to be able to talk to you. They're supposed to be able to come to you. You're supposed to be there for support and comfort. You're supposed to be your kids' biggest advocate, because if they don't have you, who the hell they're gonna turn into? Just listen to me, man. Okay, and as a parent, I'm still learning things every day, and that's good, and that helps me, and that helps them. So just remember that. But tell me your thoughts about this situation with Toni and Angela, and what y'all think of it, y'all perspective of it.
Well, do you want me to go first, AE? If not, I can always let you go first.
Well, Nuna pretty much said all, so I don't really have much to add.
Okay, well, I think, I really think Angela, I really think she did a wise and really good thing by, she did a really wise, good thing by, changing herself for the better, severing those negative ties, and just basically just giving herself to the Lord, just changing her life and just bringing the Lord back into her life. And I'm happy for her, and I really love her for that. Very admirable. But, it's just really, it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth how Black mothers, specifically those, who have daughters, and even ones with specific disabilities. It doesn't matter if it's like mental, it doesn't matter if it's like learning, developmental, or physical. It just seems like they just don't want their adult daughters to have room to grow, and they're just stunning their development and growth as an adult, which is really sad, because it's just, it's like they want to be miserable it's like they want them to be miserable, their adult daughters to be miserable, because they carry that misery with them, or the parents, specifically Black mothers, carry their misery throughout their whole life. Then the moment they have kids, they pass it down to their daughters. And, as for their sons, that's a whole different story. But for the daughters on that part, they just pass down that misery to them. It's just very fucked up, and we need to break that negative connotation.
Yeah, I agree. We have to change some things in the community. Lord, there's a lot of things that really do need to change, but this is one of them. Like, gotta stop hitting them babies, gotta stop scaring these babies, gotta start treating these babies, right. Talk to your kids the way you want to be talked to. I hate that, like, oh, you got to respect me, respect needs to be given. Yeah, yes, I understand that. But how you going to expect to have any type of respect if you're talking to your child like somebody off the street. Gotta do better, man. You can't live your life just dogging your kids out. Like, that's just terrible. I just feel bad for kids that are having to grow up like that in this type of environment, and all they're trying to do is basically just live themselves. They're trying to live themselves, and it's just not fair. Let's see. Oh, I think another reason she's also jealous is because I found out that Angela's actually got cast to be in a stage adaptation of Baps, and her mother, oh my gosh, she got so upset about that. And she's upset about that. And why are you so jealous of the girl doing something that she want to do? This might be good for her. If she want to do acting and, do stage plays and stuff like that, can't you just root for her? Like, what is wrong with you? This is like very sad. This is terrible. Now, there's what she said in the reading took me out. She said when Angela cuts her off, she's gonna get mad and get some Grand Marnier and pump it in her veins and act crazy. I was like, dog. But yeah, just because that's how she is. Let's see. Also, Toni had her boyfriends, the ones she used to roll around with, used to take advantage of Angela when she was a child. And Toni basically expects her just to be thankful for all the shit they went through, and because they had to keep her together. Some old hood rule basically, which is dumb. I like, you dummy. You're just like Scrappy's mama D. Now I'm mad. You just like Mama D. You sat up there, you watched your son cry. The man was sitting up here telling you that we lived in a whorehouse. The stuff that I witnessed, you go through, the stuff I went through, the abuse that I went through, the assault and stuff. You sat up there and you did nothing about it. This man was crying, trying to tell his mama, look, I've been through a lot. This is what happened to me. The whole time he trying to tell his dusty ass mama this shit. Mama D, with her raggedy too, I'm surprised that fall off right then and there along with her wig. She sat up there the whole time, was like, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I know. With no emotion. Like, she doesn't fucking care. She's another one to get on my nerves. All she cares about is her dog. Rest in peace to her dog. And somebody else's grandchild. It's not hers. Mama D is a horrible example of a mother. Doesn't give a crap. She doesn't give a crap about Scrappy. There was so much pain in that man's voice when he was trying to talk to her. And the whole time she's just like, okay, yeah. I'm like, lady. This man needs some help. She doesn't care. She's another one. She's terrible too.
I mean, black parents 101 don't want to take accountability for nothing. She didn't see no problem with it. Like, well, you still had a roof over your head. You still wasn't starving. The bare minimum, that's all they think that it is. So long as they doing that, they the number one parent on earth.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything for you. I cooked for you and cleaned and all this stuff. And like you said, it's the bare minimum. Like, ma'am, anybody can do that.
Thank you. But if you say anything, then you're disrespectful and you're ungrateful.
We need to stop with all this whole we're being disrespectful and ungrateful type shit when it comes
good and well they're being disrespectful most of the time, but if you say anything back, then you were a desirable child.
And or either you're besmirching the name of your mother or father or parent or guardian.
Yeah, they think they can talk to you any type of way, curse at you, yell at you, scream at you for the littlest things, but anytime you get a little bass in your voice, you're being disrespectful and want to kick you out the house.
And you can't,
Right.
and you can't, and also you're not allowed to have any emotion. Like if you cry or if you show any type of just general emotion, oh, don't shut up, stop crying, stop crying, stop crying. Wow, I'm not allowed to have my emotions out. I'm not allowed to cry. Oh, but you're allowed to walk around here and yell and scream and be emotionally unstable and wave your belt around and scare me. Like, okay, all right.
Yeah, even when you don't show emotion, you just try, the resting face. Oh, why aren't you smiling? What's the problem? You can't win. If you show emotion, it's a problem. If you don't show emotion, it's a problem.
Right.
It's like black children are desensitized and conditioned to basically be like, oh, we're not allowed to have an emotions. We just have to sit there and take it. No, 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 no. Little black girl, little black boy, cry, cry. There's nothing wrong with it. Let it out.
Right.
Holding all that in is extremely dangerous. I wish people would. I wish parents would understand that that shit's dangerous. You have a
Yeah.
child that hold in all that stuff for years and they go out and hurt somebody and hurt themselves, and you'd be like, I don't understand what happened. Okay.
Neglectful. They're just as neglectful as deadbeat dads. I'm sorry. And then, and basically, people children who hold this stuff in, and I'm one of them, for long periods of time can develop PTSD.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I have. Cause you like it was hard to just try to come up and talk to my parents about certain stuff that I can't even do it now because I'm scared of the shit they might do. But now, as I got older, I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, and then when I do that, here comes the gaslighting. My dad's, he's not in the best of health right now. So my mom has a tactic to what she does is what she'll do is basically use my dad's health as a way to make me feel guilty about certain shit. And I'm like, you're not about to do that.
Oh, wow.
You're not about to do that. Now, she just recently started this shit, and I'm like, you're not about to do that. You're not about to do that. I refuse. Let's not do that now. Let's not do that. Don't use his bad health as a way to make me feel bad. I didn't do anything. I didn't cause his health to be like that. That was years of him doing stupid shit. And then you sat up there and enabled his ass. Don't do that. That's a conversation you don't want to have. Trust me.
May I add on some input into that?
Yes.
I hate when parents use their, fleeting nutritional health, like, which I'm going through right now with this undeserving parent that, oh, I have such and such chronic health condition. Oh, I'm a diabetic, and you're like up in such and such age, where you're almost enabled to take care of yourself anyhow, and they just like use their children as some sort of tools and pawns, especially adult children like me, who with a learning disability and trying to grow as an adult and trying to make room to be an adult. And it's just so suffocating.
It really is. It really is. It's just a shame that there's just parents out there that do that, but they don't want to take the thing is accountability. They don't want to take the accountability for their actions, and basically they're just like, okay, I'm not going to apologize for what I did wrong, but instead let me just go out and buy you some checkers. It's my way of saying I'm sorry, and we can just forget about everything right there now. Okay.
Right. And another thing, I just hate how you're expected to do everything at once, and you're just trying to do one workload task and stick to it at one time until you move on to the next task. And then parents just ask so much of you. Like, my back is like, it's literally sore. Like, it's just, it's killing me now. And I've been trying to like get my clothes out the living room, trying to put stuff in certain areas of my room. There's not enough space in my room or in this house to put my clothes in. I have to literally, and I'm in the process of like trying to. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm throwing some of the clothes that I've had for the past 6 months being away from home and at Roosevelt Warm Springs in trash bags because it's just too much clutter to keep and hold on to. I can't live under these conditions anymore. And then then there's parents out there that literally have their kids clean up behind them and refuse to just be accountable, take full accountability for the messes that they leave behind. Like, why should we be held responsible and accountable for majority of your messes? I can't stand that.
Well, you got parents out there that just basically have kids to raise other kids, and that's not fair. To have children to raise your children, and then they lose out on their childhood, and they have to be forced to grow up fast. It's not fair. That's
Yeah.
so not fair to do, and I hate seeing that young men and young women have to raise their brothers and sisters because their parents are too irresponsible to not do what they need to do for their own children. And then when they grow up and their kids don't want to come around, like, what, Timmy, Barbara, Ann, why aren't they coming around? Well, there could be these reasons. So it's just a messed up situation. But I'm glad I'm in a good mindset now in my life where I'm happy. I got good kids, man. They're good kids, man. They're just happy, man. They're happy. They're loved, and they know they have people around them that love them. That love them unapologetically and unconditionally. And that's the thing I think my mom doesn't understand. She's like, how? Why would you? What is this? I'm like, that's my parenting. That's how it works for me. I love my children, and yes, they have boundaries. We have boundaries too, and we respect each other. But I love my kids, and I tell them I love them every day. I told her, I'm doing things different from what you do. I'm giving them love. I'm telling them that they're loved. I'm letting them know I'm proud of them. I don't tell one child they're better than the other child. You have the worst habit of doing that. You would always do that. You would do it with cousins too. And our aunts would sit and look at you like, can you not do that? They would even tell you not to do that because it was very damaging and hurtful. And you would fucking do it anyway. And I'm like, they told you not to do that. Like, she will always be like, oh, your cousins are doing good. What about you? Your brothers is doing good. What about you? And it was a horrible thing. My grandmother had to actually step in and be like, I'm gonna have to tell you to stop doing that. That's very ugly. And it embarrassed her. I'm talking about embarrassed her in front of everybody. She had to put her head down because she knew she was wrong. And I was like, that was the first time I see my mama humbled in front of a group of people. It was wonderful. I wish I had a camera back then. I would have been like, video evidence. We didn't have that back then. But still, though, it was a great moment. It was a very great moment. And it had to humble her. And then after that, she didn't do it no more. She didn't do it again. And parents, don't do that to your kids. They're trying to do the best they can. If they have a learning disability and they're having trouble with work, give them some help. Give them a tutor. Talk to them. Help them. Don't just sit up there and make fun of them and be like, oh, well, your brother this, your don't do that. That's terrible to do. And let me tell you what else. Why that is a horrible thing to do, because you are pitting siblings against each other. That is a terrible thing to do. Me and my older brother didn't like each other to the point at one period where we had to be separated, because my mom would always do that to each other, do that to us. And it got really bad. Like, we were fist fighting, blood and stuff. Like, that's how it was. So, that was my oldest brother that passed. It was really bad. And, my grandma, I'm so glad and thankful for my grandparents that, they stopped that immediately. I don't know why parents do that shit. And why do parents in general, they just think of the stupidest shit to say and then say it and then act like, oh, it's okay to say, and then years later be like, did I say this to you? Yes, you did.
They do that to be messy, because they live off of that type of drama, even though they always talking about they don't like drama. Because it did the same thing to my sisters, me and my sisters, the same thing. The son was the golden child, of course, and then if it wasn't him, it was my oldest sister. And then once she was gone, she put me and my middle sister together, and that's the reason why I feel like a lot of that is the reason why we don't get along now, still, even after all this time. So I feel like, yeah, they do that on purpose. They like that type of drama. But yeah, they try to act like we're the problem, though, because there's many times that we will sit around, we'll just talk and have a normal conversations. You're like, oh, stop all that noise. I'm like, we're just laughing. Why are you so miserable?
What?
Yeah, there's sometimes that we weren't even fighting. There was those rare occasions we weren't getting along. We're just laughing at, kid stuff, jokes and stuff. And she's like, oh, stop all that noise. Or like we were fighting. I'm like, we're just laughing.
Oh my, I hate that. That is just terrible.
That's just miserable.
There's parents out there that's like that. Instead of hearing your kids laughing and having a good time and enjoying themselves, they rather hear y'all arguing and just fighting and stuff. What kind of world is that to live in?
Right.
Like
they make a lot of this drama, then act like they don't know what's wrong.
That's ridiculous. My parents were like that. They would hear us laughing and automatically think we're doing something bad. And I'm like, we're not doing anything. We're just laughing. Like, what's the problem? What is the exact problem? Like, why are y'all in y'all feelings? Are we not allowed to have fun? Are we not allowed to enjoy ourselves? Like, what is your purpose of even doing this for? I'm like, man, y'all are just negative for no reason.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like many times they'll say, I don't even want to know that you're here. Then why did you have me? If you don't want any noise in the house or anybody to say anything, why have children then? That's what gets me.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
Like, what's the point of having a whole bunch of kids? You have 4 of us and you don't want to hear none of us. Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. Children are also used as butlers and maids and stuff. Oh yeah, definitely. Many times my mom said, why hiring when we got kids? Yeah. So that's made me feel like, oh, that's the reason why you had us, to have a bunch of servants. Okay.
Go clean this, go clean that. Like, I don't mind doing my chores, the ones that I do, like, like cleaning my room, making my bed. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind washing dishes and taking the trash out. But this one was doing, like, making us do some really crazy stuff. And we're just like, wait a minute. Are you serious? You got us on the roof at 10 years old cleaning out the gutters. Why would you make us do that?
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
She almost put y'all at risk. Does she know how dangerous that was?
And then, she made me cut grass. I didn't know how to cut grass. I don't know how to work no lawnmower. I got scared of doing that. At 10 years old, she's like, you gotta learn how to cut the grass. I was like, okay. She didn't even tell me. She just gave me the lawnmower, be like, here, just push. And my dad's like, why would you tell her to do that? She doesn't know how to work one. What if she has an accident? Like, what kind of stupid shit is that? And then that's when they argue and they start arguing, and my mom get mad at me and blame me for them getting an argument. Well, you dumbass bitch, you the one that told me to cut the grass. I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. Stupid shit. This is the shit she would do. She would tell us to do shit, and when it wouldn't get done and in her way, or just it basically, if any event that happened in the house that didn't involve the kids, for some reason, she will find a way to blame us or me. I'm like, you're blaming me for what? I wasn't even around when it happened.
Yeah, nothing's never their fault. There's always gonna be a reason why you're wrong all the time. Even though sometimes you do what they tell you to do, it's still wrong.
Mm-hmm. I went away with some cousins for the weekend. I come back and I got blamed for something. It wasn't even me. I was like, I didn't do it. Yes, you did. No, I didn't.
Like how? Did you teleport there?
Right.
A ring got stolen. I didn't take the ring. I'm like, you said I took your ring. You took my ring and sold it. I was like, you're telling an 8th grader she stole your wedding ring and sold it. Yes. I was like, okay. I didn't take your stupid ring, which was fake anyway, and I didn't sell it. She went to the pawn shop. They got my dad on camera pawning the fucking ring he gave her. She still, until this day, still ain't apologized to me. I was like, your own husband did this stupid shit and you still ain't gonna apologize? Okay, cool, whatever.
That's unfortunate. I hate when parents just try to just pin the blame on the child for something that they had no control over, just for their own satisfaction or entertainment.
Right. I ain't nobody steal that ugly ass ring that you had. Y'all, that ring was ugly. Like, you get mad over that. It was turning your finger green, ma'am. Her whole finger was looking like Larry the Cucumber.
Oh God, not bad details.
I was laughing. That's what you get. Because my dad was going through some substance abuse shit at the time, and he was out here the whole alcoholic doing some stupid shit. You know what I mean? And so he was doing dumb shit, and that's what he did. You're not about to sit up here and blame me because your husband was out here being a dumbass. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I made it clear that you will not do that. Absolutely not. No way. There has to be like a written test for parents to take to see if they're able to have kids. Like there has to be, because oh man.
They just gonna cheat on it anyway if they did.
Yeah. That's true. They'll find a way to get around the system, or somebody might be rich and be like, oh, I'm going to get around this. And I'm just like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Well.
And there's people out here that want kids and they can't have them. And the people that had the kids, that act crazy and just don't, oh my God, just, no. And a lot of these stars and celebrities y'all see on TV are horrible parents. Terrible parents. Awful parents. But they try to cover it up because they have all this money. Nah, y'all garbage. Y'all are all garbage. Terrible parents. I just found out D.L. Hughley and his daughter, they had a history child. They,
Deal Hughley is a trash father and a trash husband. Like, how
yes,
you not gonna believe your daughter after what happened to her because that was your friend? Well, your friend was a piece of shit.
right. And I
Right.
learned about this, and he was saying that, oh, we came back together and did this and whatever. And I'm like, sir, your daughter was crying out for help for you. Why now?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all always want to do something until it's too late. Like, why now? I'm telling you, man, these parents are trash, man. Master P, one of them. I'm sorry.
You're gonna steal from your
Mm-hmm.
own son for that long, and then try to make it seem like he's wrong for asking for his money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Pay that man his money back. It's a grown man. Don't do him like that. And
All
then,
right.
he had a daughter, that transitioned. She was going through some mental health issues and drug issues. And man, Romeo called Master P out. Called him out. And he had every right to. Because I'm just like, you didn't care about this girl when she was going through the shit in the first place. You ain't never said nothing. That girl needed help and went to you to ask for help. She didn't ask for no money. She asked to be put in a treatment center. But no, he didn't do it because he thought that she was going to ask him for money, and that wasn't the case. And Romeo called him out. Called him out. Trash parents, man. Drea, trash parent. She left her kids at the house for like a couple of days. These kids were in the house feeding themselves and shit. And I'm just like, Drea, this is the same woman that said, I don't need to help my kids do their homework. Drea, girl, please don't. Drea, please don't. Drea.
She can't be saved at this point. It's just too late.
Too late, man. Trash parents. I already talked about Mama D. That woman, she has no shame. She has no shame. But look, y'all, we about to get off here for tonight. We about to hit 40 episodes soon. 40 episodes. So we want y'all to come and celebrate with us on the 40th episode, which is coming up soon. And y'all keep supporting us. Keep sharing us, keep liking us, keep leaving us reviews. We really appreciate it. And Ray J, I'm tired of waiting, man. Just them Raycons, bruh. Them Raycons. Do you want me to send you some tea? I have some tea that I can send you. I can help you with your verses. You want me to help you with your verses? We can help you. Okay, whatever help you need, just let us know, please. But with that being said, this is Hood Action News. We're your hosts. I'm Gigi.
I'm Usagi.
Yeah, me.
And y'all have a good night. Bye, everybody, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter.